Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this cute little pop-up card using the adorable OWL stamp set. Not only are these images fun to color, but this little card will stand and fit into a standard size envelope. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how to get started. Okay, I'm going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock, and I want enough room for my die cuttings. So I'm going to stamp this little owl right in the center here using my memento, and then I'm going to bring in the sentiment I want to use and stamp it right below him. I've also stamped the signature panel here with the same little guy off on the corner. So I'm ready to start coloring. I'm going to bring in the crumb cake Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to use the light crumb cake to do his face and tummy, and I'm going to use the dark to do his body. Once I have his body done, I'm going to bring in the light Calypso Coral and do his ears, and then the dark to do his beak and feet. Now that I have that done, his eyes are left, and I'm going to use my light Fresh Freesia and do his eyes. This will pull in the Designer Series paper and coordinate it. I've got him done, and I'm ready to move on to my sentiment panel, and I'm simply going to repeat. To create my card base, I'm going to bring in a piece of Coastal Cabana, and I am going to score at the 1/2 inch mark, the 2.5 inch mark, the 4.5, and the 6.5, and I can set my scoreboard to the side. In addition to my card base, I'm going to punch a couple of my ovals here using my punch. 1, 2. The double oval punch is quick and easy for this project. I'm going to take those ovals and I'm going to fold them in half, just quickly and easily with my fingers. You can use your bone folder to make those nice and tight on the score lines if you'd like. And I'm going to set those aside, and I am going to add a piece of tear and tape along this far edge. Now I'm using tear and tape because I want a nice strong adhesive, and I want it to go against the score line so that I have a nice adhered edge. Once I have that done, I can start folding on my score lines and use my bone folder to make those nice and tight. Now you can add your Designer Series paper onto this at this point, or you can build the card so that you know exactly where you want things to go. So I'm going to show you that method. I'm simply going to peel off that adhesive protector strip and fold down and burnish. And I've got this wonderful little card base. Now this seam is in my back, so I want us to do the front first. And I'm going to bring in the adhesive strips. Now for this little guy, I've got a choice between stripes and flowers, and I'm actually going to use the flowers for this project. And I'm going to add my panels to the inside of each one of these scored areas. I've got 3 of them here that all are the same. If this were directional paper and or a pattern that you would go in sequence with, you'd want to make sure you cut them and then adhere them in the proper order. I'm also going to add a piece to the back here so that I have those 3 panels decorated. And then my 4th panel is going to be my signature panel in this cute little owl. Now I'm going to adhere this down, but if you wanted to wait until you got ready to stamp the sentiment of your choice or sign it, you could. But since this folds nice and flat, I don't think there's a problem with signing it after it's been adhered. I've got my back done, and I'm going to flip it back over to the front, and I'm going to bring in this scallop circle. This is going to go in the center of my card, and I'm going to need these two pieces in order to pop it up. I'm going to take my two ovals, and I'm going to add adhesive to one of the sides. At this point, I can lay these ovals approximately where I want them and adhere. And what I'm doing here is I'm lining up those creases from the ovals onto my score line. And you can kind of open this up and make sure you've got it the way you want it and press down nice and firm. Allow that to dry. And then we're going to add some more adhesive to these second flaps. And we're going to place that oval right on the top and press down. I slid a little bit, so if there's any extra adhesive on the back that might cause it to stick, you can use your embossing buddy and simply pop a little bit of powder onto those. I've got that done and I'm ready to add my cute little owl. I'm going to flip that over and create a little bit of shadow with my dimensionals. So I'm going to place 4 onto my owl and remove the backings. Once I've got those backings off, I'm ready to add my little owl right to the center of this project. And then I'm going to bring in these beautiful pastel pearls. Now these pastel pearls come in 4 colors. They're all the same size, but since this is a pop-up card and I've got 2 different shades of the purple, I feel like this will work well. So I'm going to bring in a couple of the dark pearls. I'm going to set one down here. I'm going to pop one over here. And then I'm going to bring in the lighter shade of pearl, and I'm going to pop one over here. Oh, and one down here. And then I think one more dark pearl we're going to add to the bottom here by the sentiment, just accenting that little sentiment. So there we go, this cute little pop-up card that will stand. And who wouldn't love this cute little owl that's part of the Adorable Owls stamp set from Sale-a-bration that you can earn for free. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.